Taurus, greetings and salutations, my friends. I organized and updated the playlist. So, in case you've never been there, the playlists are organized by astrological sign, and it starts with the most recent read, meaning the last read, moving backwards. So, if you wanted to catch up on just the last couple weeks or whatever, you can just go there and hit the one button. Hit the one button. We are going to go right into your 5 card. Wow, I'm having a day, aren't I? We're going to go right into your 5 card movie star spread. So for the protagonist position, we have the moon. And in the antagonist position, we have the page of swords in inverse. There is a lot of miscommunication, confusion. You're just like, you're trying to figure something out, right? But you don't feel like you can trust the source. And sometimes you don't even feel like you can trust your own head. You know what I mean? So, like I said, there's confusion, illusion, misinformation, misunderstanding. It's like everything is so jumbled, you don't even know where to start to figure it all out and put it all together. You're just it's like the information has been confused for so long, you don't even trust yourself as you start to figure things out because you feel like maybe you're overthinking or you're projecting or something. Maybe you're having difficulty getting on the same page with somebody. You know, in the moon card, one of these dogs is a canine, a domesticated dog, and the other one is a coyote, a wild dog. And even though they're of the same species, they have different customs. So sometimes this represents not being on the same page or two people of completely different cultural backgrounds. But either way, the communication and the information is way off base, and you're aware of that. And a huge part of you just wants to put down it just wants to give up the responsibility of having to fix the situation. It feels easier to just let everything go than it is to actually sort through all this information and work things out. So ultimately, in your journey card here, you have the Ten of Swords, which is a very painful ending, right? So it's like you can foresee a very painful ending. But the thing about endings, especially when it comes to the tens, because this is the Ten of Swords, it's about an ending and a new beginning, right? It's about the death of an idea. And sometimes that idea was a dream and an illusion. So it might be painful to let go of something that you wanted so bad. However, was it really yours to begin with? Can you lose something you never really had if it's just an idea? So you have the King of Swords in the inverse in your possible outcome. And what that tells me is there's a lack of strategy. There's a lack of even wanting to put the time and effort into the intellect of dealing with this particular situation. So basically, what I get from this is you are very, very overwhelmed in a process, right? You have 2 tens on the board. You have the 10 of wands in the inverse and the 10 of swords in the upright, representing the fact that this whole thing has just become so burdensome. It's easier just to let go and to move on. You know, sometimes we want something so bad, we just hold on to that dream until we become angry and become resentful, you know? And if I remember, Taurus, last read, we talked about resentment as well. Mm. It's an interesting contrast to what's sitting here. It looks like a union or a contract that offers you an abundance of resource, right? But in this abundance of resource, you don't have choices. You can't cast judgment. You don't have control. It would seem that, this is the union or contract right here, it would seem that when this came to you, this union or contract, it seemed like it had everything you needed. It offered you so many things, right? And it felt equal. It felt balanced. It felt like both people were bringing something to the table. But then something happened and it fell out of balance. And there was a power shift. And it may not have happened immediately. It probably happened very slowly. And basically, you feel like you lost a part of yourself within this connection, hoping for this abundance of resources to come in. So this could be a personal relationship. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could even be a romantic relationship. But it can also be a vocational read. This could be about a group dynamic. Okay? This contract here could be a financial one. It seemed too good to be true. And now that some time has passed, you don't want to pass the actual judgment that, yeah, it was too good to be true, and I didn't know what I was getting into when I got there. But this shows that your intuition is throwing up some really important red flags. So Taurus, do not ignore the red flags. Take a pen to paper and organize your thoughts to help work through this. Sit down and write out the things that just don't feel right. Look at the things, make a list of the things you don't want instead of the things you do want. Because sometimes when we make a list of the things we do want, we create a dream, we create an illusion of ourselves, and we think, oh yeah, I can change, these things can change in my favor eventually. If you start making a list of the things you don't want and comparing that to the situation that you're in, via process of elimination, you'll eventually wind up with the things that you want. Take pen to paper, organize your thoughts, because your intuition is throwing up a ton of red flags. You do not want to ignore them. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next time.